Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good, good.
Hello.
Hi.
Long time no hear.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
Greetings.
Oh, Maureen, I like your wall.
Yeah, it's a huge picture of the earth.
Yeah.
And it's not mine, it's at my son's house. So yeah.
So, Mary Beth, I think you're joining us for the first time in our series, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry I had to miss the first couple.
that's all right. That's all right. Mary Beth is joining from New Jersey this time.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
this time? Are you from New Jersey?
No, I'm actually from Ohio, and 2 years ago I moved to Jersey after 36 years in Ohio. So it's
Wow.
been quite an experience.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. I live in Kentucky, so
Okay.
I'm close to Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's where Nune is now, right?
We're fellow Kentuckians.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I need to get some water. I will be right back.
Shanti. Shh, shh. My puppy.
She's still a puppy?
Well, sort of. Yeah. She's 6 months. You want to see her?
Yeah.
Shanti. Say hi.
She's, oh my goodness. She's not impressed.
Nope. Nope. She's 6 months old.
Yeah. Is she like a puppy nature?
She's still got some puppy nature.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's her breed?
She's an Australian cobber dog.
Okay.
which I had never heard of. And the best way to describe it is that they are genetically stable labradoodles. So they look like doodles. So
Okay.
it's a Cobber dog bred to a Cobber dog instead of a poodle bred to a retriever.
Okay.
Anyway, it's probably more than you wanted to know.
Yeah. I do want to know. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Hi, Brittany. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you. How is the ballerina?
So good. So cute. They have a recital at the end of next month. And it's adorable watching a bunch of 4 and 5-year-olds dance around.
Oh, that's so sweet. Welcome. I'm just gonna mark people. We'll be missing today a few, but that's okay. Erica, hi.
Hi, Erica.
Hello.
Wow.
Great to have you.
I'm gonna ask Brittany a stupid question because you're from Kentucky too. Where's your daughter take dance lessons? Oh, Brittany doesn't hear me.
Brittany,
Yes.
could you hear Maureen's question?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I unplugged my headphones and I did not hear anything. I apologize.
Well, you live in Independence, and my grandkids have been doing dance lessons. Where's your daughter taking dance?
So it's the one right across from the courthouse in Independence.
Oh, okay,
I
that's a
think it's just called the
different one.
Dance Center or something like that.
Okay,
Where is she going?
she was going to D's up by Walmart.
Okay.
May not be
Okay.
there, but yeah, but
I've heard
small
of that.
world.
Yep.
Hi, Hallie.
It's Brittany.
Old friends, new friends. I just wanted to welcome Mary Beth. I don't think many of you met her, so she's joining us from New Jersey.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I know
Good to-
Erica. Good to see you. And Kabir.
Hello. Good to see you.
I think we're still expecting one or two, but to honor the time, let's just maybe start. We'll start maybe by muting our mics and take a few minutes to ground ourselves before we start today. And it's literally going to be 2-3 minutes. So whenever you're ready, you can just sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that, or just lower your gaze. And take 2 or 3 deep breaths, feeling in the lungs to the bottom, and slowly exhaling. And when ready, return to the regular breathing. Feeling your feet on the ground, or floor, or carpet. If you are sitting down, Feeling the support of the earth. Maybe the soles of your feet. Being aware of any sensations in the feet. Moving on to the next surface, wherever you're sitting, chair, cushion, couch, feeling the support of the surface and the points where the body touches the surface. And then if you are sitting in a chair or a couch and are touching the back of the chair, feel the back, the touch points between the body and the chair. And just being aware as much as we can of the whole body. All the sensations. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes slowly. Return to the screen space. And be prepared to be together for the next hour. So I welcome everybody again. I would like to start with maybe checking in, seeing how we're feeling, what is our state of mind, state of body, whatever is on our heart or on our minds. You can put it in the chat if you would like. Can be just words. Quiet, peaceful, anxious, doubtful, whatever is on your mind and heart. You're welcome, Stacy. Anybody else wants to share?
I'm feeling, oh, here my dog's barking now. Sorry. I feel grateful to have a quiet, peaceful house, except the dogs are barking now. And the time to be able to sit with all of you now, work, because the other side of my life with work is very stressful right now. So it's kind of nice to have this time. When I think about work, my heart starts to race and I have to take more deep breaths.
If anybody else is feeling the same, I feel a little bit of that too. We can maybe just hold space for each other and be compassionate for each other, and send them caring, compassionate thoughts to each other. Well, I think we will start today with conversation about thoughts. Last couple of sessions we spent talking about the mindfulness of breath and mindfulness of body, which are two foundations of mindfulness. Today we're going to talk about the third foundation of mindfulness, which is mindfulness of thoughts. And I love this topic because whenever I talk to people about meditation, a lot of people, many of them say, "Oh, I can't meditate. I have too many thoughts. I am not a meditator. I don't even know how it's possible." So we're going to talk today how it's possible, and we are all going to validate each other's you know inability to be without thoughts. So I'm excited about this. We all have thoughts, but I also want to talk about those moments of special connection, the mystery, the care, the love, the presence that we all know, we all have experienced. And I want to bring your attention to the fact that probably thoughts are not present when you are living those moments, be that a second, be that a 10-minute duration. If you're walking next to the creek or are in the mountains or are, having a connection, conversation with your partner, those moments when you feel the special connection, they have nothing to do with thoughts. It's just pure presence when you experience those moments. And we were able to talk about the body, the breath. We were able last couple of times to be present and observe the body, the breath. But my question to you, and it's a very rhetorical question, I don't know the answer, honestly, and I don't know, maybe you have. I would welcome you to share that. But the question is, who is the observer? Like at some point, I had this aha moment. Who is the observer? What is the observer? Who is the moment you catch yourself with a thought? Who is it that's catching the thoughts? So to me, it's a great mystery. I don't know the answer, but I invite you to maybe give a thought to it. So thoughts are ever present. We always have them. And they say that, like salivary glands, they secrete the saliva. The mind secretes the thoughts. That's the mind's job. That's what it does. And it can be super hyperactive when it does that. So what does the mind do? The mind plans. What else? Who can say? You can unmute.
Make decisions.
Makes what?
Decisions.
Decisions, yes.
Lives.
Yes.
Mine argues with me.
Yes.
The
Judges?
mind worries.
Yes.
Chatters.
Well, see, anybody hears anything familiar to what their mind experiences? Maureen?
Kabir, did you say travels?
Chatters.
Chatters, okay.
Like,
I'm gonna add travels then. Chatters, I hear.
I'm
you.
with Kabir. Mine is a lot of chatter and just constant thoughts that don't even relate to one another, just constantly going, especially right at bedtime.
Mine does a lot of forecasting and warning.
Mm. So I am going to share a scenario that I bet each of you will recognize. So imagine you're sitting on a chair, meditating, and I think there is some sound if you can unmute those who are not. You're sitting on a chair, on a cushion, and trying to meditate, and you're like, this cushion is not good. Next time I'm meditating, I'm going to be on that chair which doesn't have a pillow or a cushion. And then you're like, that chair hasn't been dusted for a while. And then you think, well, I haven't dusted the whole house for a while. I'm going to do that. Oh, and by the way, if I'm going to dust, I better also clean the floors and mop the floors. But if I'm mopping the floors, I need to take the rugs to the cleaners so that I bring it and put on the clean floor. Well, if I take the rugs today to the cleaner, I can stop by at Chipotle, pick up some dinner for the family. It's pretty close. If I'm doing that, maybe I can pick up the prescription also from the pharmacy, which is also close to that. And oh my God, we haven't been to a well check for a while. I have to make a call to the doctors and make an appointment for kids, for myself. And there you go. You went from your pillow to the doctor's well check call. Happens to all of us. And that's what the mind does. It's the mind's job. So we're going to sit down now for 30, 45 seconds. All of us, you can close your eyes, you can keep them open, and just try to be in the body with the breath. But we're also going to count the thoughts if they come. So I'm going to set the time. Let's go. Remember to count the thoughts as they come. All right. Who wants to report? You can show on your fingers. Yeah, how many? Or say whatever. All right, 7, 9, 1. Okay.
I'm a 7.
Okay.
I don't think I could possibly keep track. It was probably 1 per second, but I also have children running around. So
So somebody who had 1 thought and somebody who had 7 thoughts, is one better than the other? Somebody who had 1 thought, that thought could have been very long, and somebody who had 7 thoughts, they could have been like 7 short thoughts, or the same thought repeating itself, going and coming, going and coming. So it doesn't matter. We all think differently. We all think in different, I don't know how to call it, channels. Some of us think visually. Some of us think with words. Kabir, maybe you want to mute yourself. Hello? Can I do it myself? Yeah, so some of us think in, images, some think in words, some have both audio and video portions of the story of the movie, right? Some of us keep on the rerun. It's, coming on constantly, the same thoughts. They say that 90% of the thoughts that we have in a day or in a time frame, they are a rerun, so repeat thoughts. And I also want to tell you that a lot of them are fake news. So you're watching the same movie, repeating, and we worry so much about in our thoughts about something that's not even true. So I have an excellent example about that. So there is this Thai monk, Ajahn Chah, and he was walking in a forest or on a meadow with his students, and he pointed to a boulder not far from them and said, do you think this boulder is heavy? And all students said, oh yeah, it is heavy. Of course, it's a huge boulder. And he said, not if you don't pick it up. So it shows what the thoughts do, right? We think something and that affects our worldview or our view of ourselves and just the whole life and the whole outlook to the life. So I was thinking whether I should share something with you. It's a little bit of a heavier reading, but I think I will because it's an excellent. I don't need to talk anymore if I read this and you understand how powerful the thoughts are and how deeply rooted they are in us sometimes when they come from the childhood. So the reading is from I'm going to show it to you if you can see. It's the reading, the book is called The Five, I'll send the information, The Five Invitations. It's by Frank Ostaseski. And he established a Buddhist hospice center. And here is one of the stories that he's telling, the author. I was there in our Zen Center hospice working with a man named Matthew, who was raised in a fundamentalist Christian family, and the commandments of a punishing God had literally been beaten into him by his fire and brimstone preachment of a father. Now, as a gay man, believing he was close to death, he felt certain that God would condemn him for eternity to hell due to his sexual orientation. So to help them with his transition, we created a small altar at his bedside and put his beloved Buddhist statue because he'd been practicing mindfulness and tried to calm him with meditations and chanting and music, but it didn't help. He became more agitated and more frightened that he was going to go to some terrible place after death, spinning in confusion, shame, and dread. By 2 in the morning, I was exhausted and feeling ineffective. I chose to go home and get some sleep. And on the drive there, for some unknown reason, I thought of my first Holy Communion, the Catholic ritual that ushers young innocents into the loving lap of God. When I got home, I searched through my storage closet to find my memory box, a small collection of mementos I hold dear. And here I located a 5-inch plastic figurine of Jesus surrounded by lambs and little children. Instead of going to bed, I drove straight back to the hospice. And as Matthew continued to moan and shout and toss, turn in agony, I took down the thanga, and thanga is Buddha drawn on a piece of silk or paper, and replaced the Buddha statue with the small plastic Jesus. Just as I was smoothing the altar cloth, a cleaning woman named Dina came into the room and spotted the figurine. Setting her mop to one side, she said with great enthusiasm, "Merciful Jesus, when his kindness is with us, everything is all right." And at once, Matthew's eyes locked on to Dina. And then an angelic smile spread across his face, and he pivoted toward the altar to gaze at the plastic Jesus and then back in Dina's direction. His entire body relaxed, and in that moment, the punishing God of his childhood, the one whose wrath had been thought to fear and whose judgment had made him feel like a terrible person, was transformed into the merciful God he also knew and loved, the one who adored all his children, no matter their so-called faults and flaws, the kind, forgiving, all-accepting, and benevolent one. And Dina's faith in God and God's love was so secure that it lent Matthew exactly the strength he needed to turn from this ruthless inner critic. I left them together. They didn't need me anymore. So for me, the phrase, he switched off the inner critic, I think says it all. You know, all our thoughts and all the hell that we create, you know, with our thinking is so super powerful. So does anyone want to share anything at this point?
I can tell you that inner critics starts very early in childhood. So I work with kindergarten through fourth graders as a mental health therapist in a school, and I spend probably 60 to 70% of my time working with those children on on the inner critic, which most of them talk about the bully in their head. And we spend a lot of time learning to talk back to the bully. And I encourage them to be rude. And they're like, but we're not allowed to be rude. And we talk about how it's okay to be rude to the bully and talk back to that person in their head, and learning to love themselves and talk back to that inner critic. It starts at first grade, probably. It begins.
Yeah.
It's the difference from kindergarten to first grade, and how it becomes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think it starts even earlier than that. I mean, my kid, at least, like, she already had an inner bully before kindergarten. I mean, it's just she thinks she's in trouble and I'm a bad girl, like that type of thing. And then they're telling themselves that over and over again. But a lot of that story is just, to me, it's like it's perception. It's changing your perception. You can be thinking of the same exact thing, but one person perceives it differently than the other. And so that's what I get from that, is those thoughts are just changing our perception of something.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. I also want to say that I'm going to give you another analogy, and that's so powerful. Kind of a little bit relates to what Erica is saying, but there's a great analogy of a waterfall. When we are really overwhelmed with thoughts, like coming thoughts, we just cringe. We can't do it anymore. The imagine you standing under the waterfall, and it's under the exact waterfall. The water is coming on on you, and it's like needles, right? It's painful, and really painful can be if it's really strong waterfall. And then you don't know what to do, and it's so unpleasant and painful. But imagine stepping aside or going under the overhang of the waterfall. You're not in pain anymore, and you're just watching the water going down. So mindfulness is a great tool to be able to do that. We did our meditation on the body, on the breath, and we stepped aside from the thoughts, right? We said, okay, thoughts, for now you go to this side, we're just going to be here. And so the more you practice, the more your ability to stay a little longer, the more your ability to come back more often, to leave the thoughts and realize that you're thinking more often, come to the present moment. And so it's a very powerful tool. So I just want to finish with this as a talk. Maybe we can spend the next few minutes in a meditation and be mindful of thoughts. Today's meditation will be mindfulness of thoughts. So I know we said for a while, so we can maybe just do a little bit of, just shake it up before we go into the meditation. So you can stand up if you want, just move a little bit before we settle in. Okay, and when you're ready, you can assume a comfortable position, posture, settle into your seat or position you're in. Make sure you are sitting alert and relaxed at the same time. Maybe imagining that something is pulling you up from the heaven, and at the same time, the earth is pulling you down. So you kind of pulled in opposite directions, but very gently. This will create the alert and relaxed position. And take a few deep breaths. Now returning to the regular breathing, inviting the body to relax, maybe doing a brief body scan to allow any parts of the body that have tension to soften and let go. Starting with the head, relaxing forehead, the eyes, the cheeks and jaws, the mouth, the root of the tongue, the neck and shoulders. Just paying attention to those parts of the body. Relaxing arms, the torso, the belly, hips, giving some relaxation to the legs, the thighs, . the knees, calves, ankles and feet, and down to the toes. Let's rest the attention on our breath. How do you know you're breathing? Where in the body do you feel it most clearly? You can feel it at the nostrils, the air coming in the rise and fall of the abdomen. Or even just sensing the whole body breathing. Each time your mind wanders, gently return to the breath without any judgment. If any sensations in the body arise, just be aware of them with the same non-judging attitude. If sounds call your attention, become aware of hearing. If emotions come up, notice them with kindness and compassion if you can. We can include the thought process itself as part of the meditation. When you realize you've been thinking, instead of feeling frustrated or discouraged, just appreciate that you've just become aware that the thinking is happening. And that once again, you're here in the present. We continue breathing, being aware of inhale and exhale. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. Some people find it helpful to softly name the experience of thinking with a very gentle, non-judging tone, saying, thinking, thinking, or planning, or worrying. Don't try to figure out why a thought came or be concerned about how long it's here. As soon as you become aware, as soon as that observer notices the thought, you're here again, here and now. And you can return to the breathing. If the thoughts come in, you can imagine you're sitting on a bench and just taking those thoughts and gently putting next to you on the bench. We're going into that overhang behind the waterfall and observing the thoughts. And being in the refuge of your body and breathing. Doesn't matter how many times you wander or your mind wanders. Each time you become aware of thinking, you can return gently to the present with patience and kindness. Breathing in, I feel like a mountain. Breathing out, I feel relaxed. In, mountain. Out, relaxed. In, out. In a little while, I will invite the bell, and when you hear it, you can start moving and um, gently open the eyes and come to the back to the space with all of us. Welcome back. How is everybody doing? Hopefully a little bit more relaxed. Fewer thoughts, huh? So I'm gonna try and divide us into groups of two. And in the groups, I want us to spend maybe 5 minutes and let's just talk to each other. How does our state of mind compare between when we came to this meeting and how we're doing now? So if you can just notice, if you notice the difference, let's compare. So just I think there is an even number of us, so we should be good with 2 people. And let me try. I don't know how this will work. Let's see. We want 2 people. So there are 10 of us. I'm creating five groups. Ah, oops. Stacy, I'm sorry. I just realized you were by yourself. How are you?
That's okay. I'm good. That's okay. I'm a quick like I follow rules quickly. Like I saw it said enter room 5, so I just
Yeah.
went. Who
Yeah.
knew what 5 was going to be? But
And
I'm good.
yeah, and I counted all the windows and it was 10, obviously it was even. I forgot that, I
You were
need to
counting
do it
yourself.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. So I am doing this for the first time. So okay, I know what to do then. Okay. So how are you feeling?
I'm good. I feel obviously my mind is much less busy and a lot more settled. I told Jim and then I forgot. I said I was going to take my blood pressure like before we did this, and then I was going to take it after the class and see, if it was the
Mhm.
same. But the whole experience has just been very peaceful and calming.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I have a friend, she went on I think a week retreat, and I need to watch the time, but she went on a week mindfulness retreat, and her, what was it? Her resting heart rate became consistently lower.
Oh, that's funny because Jim is having a problem with that right now. We actually, I think tomorrow go to find out if he's going to get a pacemaker or not. But that's
Oh, okay.
very interesting. Very,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Wow. Well,
yeah.
you have a very grounded, calming voice that's very easy to listen to and get lost in.
Mhm.
And like the thing I do, because I come upstairs for this, I have an office and a computer upstairs. I do not even bring my phone up here. I leave it downstairs. So
Good.
yeah. And I'm sorry to say this, but I can't join next week because I have a conflict.
That's all right. That's all
Something
right. I
else.
think I'm doing good with my numbers. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So
Oh,
far.
good.
Yeah. I think it should be good next time. So hopefully, yeah.
Okay. Okay, great.
So, okay. So I think I'm gonna close all rooms.
Okay, yeah, if you need to go back
Yeah.
to,
And hopefully this will work, and hopefully we'll all find our
well, I have a little button that says leave room. Do I just leave right now? Is that what I do? Or,
no, I think I'm just gonna say
okay,
close all rooms, and
okay,
it should work.
okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll go. We'll be out there somewhere
Yeah.
in internet land.
Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Back. People are coming back.
Recording in progress.
It worked.
Yay.
Technology is amazing. I don't I didn't know how that was gonna work.
Do we have everybody back? I just want
think
to,
so.
you know how you count the kids if everybody's back. I have to make sure all are back. So welcome back. So any aha moments from your conversations?
I I felt like in our conversation that it's getting a little easier to stay connected to the breathing than, you know, the more practice that we get.
Mhm. Yeah. Who else wants to share?
I'll share. Both Kabir and I shared that we had different techniques that we were using to help with our concentration while we were meditating, which kind of helps tamp down the thinking a little bit. For Kabir, it was the use of a mantra, and I typically repeat in and out with my breath. So that's what we talked about. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Who else discovered some tricks? Or not?
Yeah, I think one of my tricks, I know I'm going to have a thought. So I try to keep those thoughts in the moment. Like maybe I can hear the rain outside, or maybe the fan is blowing, or maybe I feel, warmer than I did when I started. So I know I'm going to have a thought, but I try to just keep that thought pertaining to something that's going on right this minute, and not that has happened before or that I think is going to happen later.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Stacy. Sometimes I find I realize that I have a thought and my thinking mind doesn't want to let it go. And I'm like, okay, Nune, you can think this thought until the end, and then you can go back to breathing. So it's this observer there, like, okay, you're allowed to think this thought, and then you go on to meditate. So it's interesting how you observe your own thinking. Anybody else wants to share anything?
What I found helpful is, in another group too, is to visualize the air coming down in a tube almost. Blue going down and then red coming up, so that it follows the breathing. Or to use what Mary Beth's doing instead of in and out. Present, going down, and now. So there's kind of a rhythmic mantra there.
We didn't talk about this in our group, but similar to that, I think I noticed myself practicing just like instead of thoughts, or instead to help combat thoughts, like when I'm breathing in, I say positive things I want to bring in, and then when breathing out, I say negative things I want to breathe out. And I think that kind of helps me because it's taking up my thoughts, but it's also helping in my meditation or keep me in that state.
I like how you said positive and negative, because I don't know why, and I don't know if it means anything. When I breathe in, it's silent to me in my head, but when I exhale, I can hear my exhale, and I always associated that with, am I breathing in positive and I'm exhaling negative energy? So I thought that was very neat that you just did that same comparison.
Yeah, and I also want to say that, Hallie, what you said, it's kind of a mantra, because you focus on something. Mantra is a word that you focus on during the meditation. And so you focus on something, and then you focus on something else when you exhale. It's kind of an extended, mantra. I also want to add that, feel free to make sounds when you are all muted. And so, if you want to exhale with a sound that will help you to focus on it, like, and you just focus on the sound, and then same thing, or even exhale a sigh, that will help you ground more and be back to the breathing. So yeah, thank you for sharing. We have just 2 minutes left. 2 or 1 even, but I don't want to leave without sharing with you a beautiful poem, and I am hoping to be able to share the screen. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Maybe some of you heard it. So it's by Mary Oliver. I worried a lot. Will the garden grow? Will the rivers flow in the right direction? Will the earth turn as it was taught? And if not, how shall I correct it? Was I right? Was I wrong? Will I be forgiven? Can I do better? Will I ever be able to sing? Even the sparrows can do it, and I am, well, hopeless. Is my eyesight fading, or am I just imagining it? Am I going to get rheumatism, lockjaw, dementia? Finally, I saw that worrying had come to nothing and gave it up, and took my old body and went out into the morning and sang. I love this poem. So my friends, yeah, thank you for coming. We have 1 more left, and be mindful and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye. See you
Bye.
next week.
Bye.